Welcome back to the channel and a new video. I always say it every time I get in the truck. I can't remember the last time I started a video in the truck, but genuinely it's very rare now. So you can see by the thumbnail, a beautiful car actually come from a friend of mine, somebody I know, and unfortunately the same old story. We'll get into it a bit later in the video, but I'm heading out to the back of Tunbridge Wells today in the truck. Got a nice new drive shaft, 2 new shocks on the front of this, so I'm hoping it's resolved that little bit of a wobble that it had. Anyway guys, enough waffle, let's get straight on the road and go and get this one picked up. I think it's going to be a bit of a challenge. So 2021 Audi A4 diesel guys. Theft green okay, odometer green okay, financial and legal okay, damaged okay. So I did say this one was unrecorded, and it is so unfortunate, and I'll give the reasons for that later on in the video. So Car Vertical now has an app guys, and of course there's that handy message button down the bottom on the right hand side. If you get stuck with anything, you can actually hit that and ask them a question. Also right at the top, if you don't want to go through everything, so overview, theft, odometer, financial, damaged, market value, emissions and fees, you can actually click on each individual one. So damage there, and you can see this. Has this vehicle been damaged in the past? What was the value of the damage? No damage record found. And then we'll click on emissions, and all the emissions comes up there, and specs we can click on, and it gives you all the specs there, make, model, the fact that it's a sedan 2021 automatic 4-cylinder 7-speed auto. So that one is all absolutely perfect, and it will actually stay like that. So the lowest price one of these is for sale is 9264, average is 33,000, and the highest is 37,000. Here is just a quick example of what you are looking for on a check when purchasing your vehicle. You can see at the top there, they're all green and blue, and the damaged one is clearly highlighted there in amber. So if you click straight on it, this vehicle was damaged, the vehicle was marked as an insurance write-off, and a little bit further down it actually says there, repairable structural damage, category S. I want to thank Car Vertical once again for the continued support on the channel. To benefit from a discount off your check, use the code up on screen now, or there's a link in the description. So here it is guys, I'm not going to get too in-depth in it at the moment. I am going to wait till we get back to the yard, but it smells like brand new in there. As you can see, it's pretty bad. Right, let's attempt to get it loaded. I got really lucky here guys. There was a young lad just going out to get his lunch. I said, excuse me, would you mind giving me a hand? He said, yeah sure, how can I help? So I managed to get him to jump in the car, hold that large Allen key to keep the car into neutral and steer it, while the owner of the body shop and his other colleague came out and gave me a push. I got the winch cable on it, pulled it up the back of the truck with a young lad steering it and holding that Allen key still. And then here I probably should have cut, but of course I've gone round and strapped it down on all 4 corners. Job's a good one, let's head back to the yard. Yard, let's see what he thinks of it guys. Was a little bit of a pain to get it on. Well, I say it was a bit of a pain, it wasn't, because the chap said, oh the steering lock's on, and that's pretty much how the steering was.
Was it? Right.
And they said, oh I didn't want to put no power to it, and I thought I ain't never getting it on without power, so I chucked the jump pack on it.
Yeah.
Touchy ignition, electric steering lock, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
So I waited for that. As soon as that went dum and turned off, I disconnected the jump pack. Of course, then it was off.
Yeah.
And there was a little young lad there. I know we're going to have a look round it. And I had to get him to jump in here.
Yeah.
And he had to steer it. And see this? It was in the boot.
All right.
That's for that takes it out of gear.
All right.
But you have to hold it.
For
I'm
neutral.
not sure it's meant to lock.
That for neutral?
Yeah, for neutral. So
yeah.
Got him to hold it, but yeah. Sad one, mate, isn't it?
Well, from over there, my first thoughts was, oh,
Yeah.
that's had one, but I don't know now. Can the bonnet go up?
It can, but it's even more scary under there. I'm going to warn you. This.
No, I was just looking at that bit of chassis, that was all. Oh.
Front of that engine.
Oh.
Look how bent back that diesel pump is. And there's all bits of the cam belt cover all caught in there, look.
Oh, that's a shame, isn't it?
But for the money, mate.
That's took the brunt of the...
Yeah.
That's took the brunt of the damage then,
Yeah,
hasn't it, that engine?
That's had a wallop.
So that's not toast.
No.
Lovely car, Rob.
Beautiful car. Absolutely.
So he's got Copart written on it, but the owner doesn't come from Copart.
Look, I have to be really careful when we discuss these videos, when we're talking. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Look, we bought this off someone we know. Yes, it is another unrecorded one. Why is it unrecorded? Why didn't the insurance pay out? He did go to claim off the insurance. They rejected the claim.
Right.
And I don't want no one slagging off in the comments or having a dig, but he had 3 undeclared points. And they threw the claim out, you know. He's picked the points up after the insurance, so not intentionally deceived them, didn't let them know.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, the claim was thrown out. There is a bit of a warning there, guys. If you got points,
and the insurance companies will. Anyone who's dealt with insurance companies, they will try and wriggle.
Yeah.
So if they can find something, they wriggle out.
Exactly.
So,
and it's not the end of the world declaring 3 points.
Well,
it's not going to put your premium up that much, but
no,
it is very, very bad news because this was actually a lease car.
Oh.
Yeah, and they've had it for a year, and then they've just had to pay over 19 grand off just to pay for this car.
To settle the outstanding. Yeah.
And obviously we've paid nowhere near half of that.
They've given it because Copart store the vehicles for free, don't they?
They've returned
whilst claims are being processed.
That's right.
Like a lot of recovery firms used to do. That was the general practice, wasn't it? If you had a contract with an insurance company, just for your little postcode even,
you recovered and stored it.
You would get notified of a recovery agent had collected it, you'd go and pick it up, store it, and once the claim was settled, the car was then what they call cleared, wasn't it? And the salvage dealer could sell it. So Copart just free storage them, but £19,000, that must have hurt.
He did say it's done, Rob, I don't know exactly, around 20-odd thousand miles. But I've had the jump pack on it. I know exactly how many miles is on it, and it's 27,000. Yeah, that's fine to open as well. It's going to be, Chris...
Oh, that is a lovely car, Rob, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be a fair few quid to repair this.
It was a fair few quid, in it?
Yeah, what a bit of...
That's a result. You missed that, didn't you? You lose, you snooze, you lose, mate.
Snooze, you lose. That was a £2 coin there.
Is there a locking wheel nut?
Yes, everything's there. Chris, it's...
Lovely car.
In the spec, it's got all upgraded leather. Look at the clocks and the screen.
Can't really see.
They've not even had...
The polythene.
Yeah.
Pulled off.
Yeah, nothing's been pulled off it.
It's a beautiful car, isn't it?
It is a stunning car. These back windows obviously was open and it just wants a jump pack put back on it, but I'll be honest, I was so cautious because there is a good chance here, let's not hide it, there's a good chance that engine's toast. There's also a good chance it's not toast. So I didn't want to start leaving the ignition on too long, and if you touch the brake and it spins over, you're going to cause a lot more damage. So I just thought, I'll wait.
It was probably running at the point of impact, so the damage is done, I'd guess.
40 mile an hour he was doing on the A2, and he hit an F pace up the back, but the F pace had already hit another car, and the other car had already hit a lorry. Wow. So he was the last one in line. But there is a mark on the back of this.
Is there?
He did say no one hit him, but if you have a look, this is probably where Copart have had it on a forklift and then just backed it into something.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, isn't it?
Yeah.
The boot, luckily, I mean, you showed me, I think, on the Passat ages ago, there's like a little tiny circle, and you pop it out and you
Yeah.
put your finger in there and flick it open.
right.
So I got it open, and that's where I got that handle, because he told me to bring a big Allen key with me
Right.
to stick it in neutral, but I thought it's got to have one with it. But this side, look, completely untouched. He said he swerved to avoid it.
Yeah.
I wish he'd have swerved the other way.
I don't think the damage is that severe. I mean, obviously this bit of flitcher's gone, but these all join up here, don't they?
I'm going to stay silent now so you can do a bit of an assessment, because people love hearing you say it. Do you want that back up, mate?
Yeah.
It missed that ECU, look.
That's very lucky, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the actual chassis and flitch is...
Do you want to show it on my camera? Because I'm holding this bonnet up. Sorry, mate.
Yeah.
I'll rest that on my shoulder. It's quite heavy. I think once all this is out...
Well, I think it's get it in the workshop, isn't it? Strip a few bits off the front so we can get the bonnet off, get better access, and then we'll. I don't know though. You can never tell. Can
No,
you?
you can't.
But so I wonder what part of the...
Is that on a bracket,
Looks
or
like
is
it,
it
doesn't
bolted to the head? It does look like a bracket, so
Well,
probably
yeah.
part of that.
I don't think that's part of the head.
No.
I think that's a.
Mate, let's get it in and get all this off the front of it.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me move my hands for
That
you, bud.
bolts to the head, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or is it the front? Or is it a complete front piece? I don't know.
It's hit very high up.
All we can do is...
Can we give another warning, just while you've got that camera in your hand, for anyone messing around with cars with xenons on them?
oh, yes, yeah.
Guys, that there, you do not touch. Unplug it, and you still do not touch it. That will give you a right bolt, yeah. Speaking from experience, of course.
Yes. No, nice car.
Lovely bit of salvage.
Yeah, high retail value that, I should think.
Yeah.
You know, that year, that
I've-
miles.
I looked on the car vertical. It was
What was
20.
back?
Yeah, it was 28,000 or
Was it? What retail
27,000.
money?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's going to be an expensive one for parts with all that complete bag kit, seat belts, dashboard, don't you?
Yeah.
And then pretty much everything across the
Is
front.
that mirror broke, Chris? Sorry, or was it just
Don't
folded
know.
in?
Folded in, I think, isn't it? But A-post's got a little bit of damage there.
Yeah.
I mean, door's okay. Door's damaged the other side a little bit, but repairable, isn't it? Wing's okay.
I didn't even notice the door was damaged.
Yes, look, it's all smooth in. And we know these are
Yeah, that's getting
fortunes.
fixed.
Fortunes.
Yeah.
£600 on the A6.
Well, this
wasn't
little one on this, I've just had to buy for the Passat.
yeah.
£90.
it? Yeah. So, mind you, headlight looks undamaged, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So that's...
Let's get it in the workshop.
I think so.
I just want to know how bad that engine
Yeah, that's
is.
right.
Let's get it in.
Here he comes, in his element, back on the little mini digger. Unfortunately, we couldn't use the new big digger on this one because it's quite large, and when you pull the car in, you can only go a certain distance to the door so that he's got room to manoeuvre and turn it round. So we got it to here, unhooked it and pushed it in the rest of the way.
So that was a little bit of a challenge in itself, because you have to hold that handle and try and steer with one hand, and it's not easy at all. So managed to get it in. We're going to get it straight up, get it on the ramp, and then start assessing it. But a bit of a nightmare there, just pushing it, getting it lined up on the ramp. But I did chuck the jump pack back on, and while Chris was in the driver's seat, he dropped both the front windows and closed the back windows, because I want to get that crash wrap off as soon as you can, because it absolutely ruins the car, especially these little trims and bits and pieces. If you can't get it off, it does ruin it, and you have to end up buying new ones or having them painted.
Here we are. This is Chris written off for the rest of the day now. The new equipment has finally arrived to the workshop. So they're bringing it all in, setting it all up. They're going to bolt it all down. I'll go off and get us all a coffee, and Chris is sitting in there listening to the guy, talking him through all the different stuff on there, hopefully to aid us when we start using it.
I'll be honest guys, we pulled it in with all intentions, and I have had a good look now. Well, we both had a bit of a look, and we've established that that is actually a bracket. So the diesel pump, it's obviously gone back there, but it's broken off this bracket. You can see this is a piece of it we've just picked up, but definitely that is a bracket there, and it looks like the alternator's hung off of it, this pulley's hung off of it, and also the diesel pump as well. There's not to say that there's not going to be damage behind that. It doesn't look like it's touched. If you can see there is a gap around it, but as you can see from that little piece of time lapse just before this, up to about half an hour ago, about an hour ago, Chris was very, very enthusiastic with this, but quickly lost enthusiasm when they arrived with the new frame machine, guys. It is finally here. We had a clear out this morning and they've come in with it. Excuse me. It's all been bolted down to the floor. Again, I think we said this is not permanent. We would like this actually flush with the floor at some point, wouldn't we? Ideally.
Yeah, so we will be cutting a bit of the floor out and
doing away with these ramps.
Yeah.
Let's have a little bit of a demo, mate.
Well, I suppose we go down first, shall we?
And then I guess we get you to
We've not put anything on it, so it's...
No, but you can talk us through it.
Yeah, kind of.
It goes very slow for the last little bit.
Yeah, as a safety or something. Yeah, but... So basically, the puller, I won't remove it, but it's quite simple. It's wedged on there. Knock the wedge out. Pull that bar forward. Let the ramp all the way down, and you can move this dozer all around the car. Obviously, when them ramps are not in the way.
360.
Full 360. But let's just pretend we're doing a front end. Wedged in there. Car will be mounted on these. I don't know if you want to show these again, Rob.
Let's come over.
So,
should we whip a bolt out? And
we've got 4 of these. You can do.
Yeah, we've got spanners behind us. Let's pause there. Let's actually undo one and hook it on, I think. There we go.
So that's with a couple of the arms. Obviously, there's 4 of those. Slide that out a bit. So, used as a lift, we've got 4 pads. And what I think we mentioned it in the previous video, didn't we? So how you load a car on it for using it as a jig is you put these on, lift the car up, and then should we demo on one of those?
Yeah,
stands,
definitely. Do you want me to do it and you hold the camera?
Can do, if you like.
I'm assuming I'm doing it correctly,
yeah,
Chris.
I think you just pull that middle. That's it.
And then
that's it. And that creates a stand. Times 4, and the car will be lowered back onto those temporary.
Yeah.
And then you can fit the 4 seal clamps on.
And of course, it's exactly the same as the Celette, in the means that you can go left and right, backwards and forwards. You can pretty much move that wherever you want.
Yeah. The only thing is they're a fixed height, where on the Celette they adjust up and down, but we always have them at the same height on all 4 anyway, so it's not really an issue, is it? And that's it really. I mean, I've put that on there. To be fair, that probably goes that way.
Yeah.
Because you'd need to get to these to tighten them up, to pinch it on your seal, wouldn't you? So
once we get the hang of this,
well,
it's going to
the
be
first time we load it, we will video a bit in detail of how it works, won't we? But
I really like it. It looks like it's taking up a lot of room, but it's really not.
Well, we're gonna move the cleaning station there and those cans, which are half empty, aren't they? And the dozer's going to live in that space there we're hoping. So that won't be attached on it, only for when we need it. And that's it. And this, I don't know if we showed it the other day or not, Rob, did we? I think we mentioned it, that pivots
anywhere you want it.
Yeah, this
and
rotates.
That rotates to match up with the pivot.
Yeah. So, and then the dozer unit puller unit will fit anywhere around the car. So
yeah, it's a lovely bit of kit, isn't it?
We should be. I mean, the only limitation we have is that I think time you get the car on there, seal clamp, right, we wouldn't want to be any higher than that, Rob.
No.
It's a lot higher than we used to working, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think, and we've positioned it so that this dozer unit will fit on the back.
With room, shut the door.
With the door shut, so, and it goes all the way round, so.
I think if people would have seen on the time lapse, I was measuring this and we weren't that far out
No.
from when you pulled it in with a digger, but this is a game changer for us. It takes up a lot less room. It's so much nicer, the fact that it's got that lift built in. I just know it is going to be so much easier for us and nicer.
3-ton lift, isn't it?
3-ton lift, 10-ton pulling power. A lot of people said in that video when we did mention it, what is it? Where did you get it? Where can I get one, etc. And we really didn't want to say anything until we'd got it in. And we was completely happy with it because we didn't know a lot about it.
No.
All we knew was what, the research and what the company told us. But guys, we did get it from autobench.co.uk. They was only in here and really they specialise in these. I know quite a lot of you watching are not going to be interested in a jig system, but he did say they do quite a lot of home DIY scissor lifts.
Those
and
little
stuff.
sort of 1 metre, 1.2 metre lift, scissor lifts.
Yeah.
Exactly what we used to have there.
Yeah.
So.
And worth the money.
Yeah.
From what he was saying.
Yeah, so check them out.
Definitely. We'll put a link for him in the description down below. What we're actually going to do is we're going to get a car in and we're going to get to know this bit of kit, and of course we'll update as and when, won't we? But for us it's going to be a set-up process because although it is a jig, it is different. It's a little bit different, so a little bit of getting used to, but I'm sure we're going to be over the moon with it, aren't we?
And once we get familiar with it and we do get kind of a window of opportunity, I think we're going to mark it out on the floor.
Definitely.
I mean, it gives us it's only 6 bolts, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, but where it is at the moment gives us an idea to see if it works out okay. If it all pans out well, we'll lower it on the floor when we get a chance, mark round it, and then remove it, and that'll be where we cut the floor out.
Yeah.
And then we'll have to concrete a new base lower, and it'll be fixed in. And then we won't need these ramp setups. We just have the 4 standard stands that take a lot less room up and are less of a trip hazard, because they are a bit of a trip hazard, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely.
So, but
we're really happy with it.
yeah.
So guys, with the Audi, I did just say to Chris before I cut in, what's the crack with it? And you said, go and see if you can find the bits for it. It is so new and we just ain't quite sure at the moment with it, not 100%. That is quite a bit of work there. We know that it is just a bracket, so that wants changing, but I'm going to search the internet before we touch it, because we was actually going to strip a few bits off and decided against that. It needs a full airbag kit, it needs a front end, and I really need to find out how much they are and are they available. Even though we got this for a cracking price, I don't think the bits are going to be cheap for it, are they?
They're not, no.
So unfortunately, that is going to be the end of today's video. As usual, if you did enjoy it, hit that thumbs up, like, subscribe and share. You can follow us on Instagram at Salvage Rebuilds, and of course you can follow Chris while he's out looking at animals at the weekend at Salvage Rebuilds Chris. We'll see you all very, very soon in the next one.